this situation, like I said, with the shooting that happened, like I said, that was in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where the black man was shot 7 times in his back.
Seven.
I mean, I mean, this guy, the police officer that shot him, could have took 3 steps and touched him. So to my situation with what I'm saying, he should have basically stopped and subdued him. Because if I'm not mistaken, they teach you how to subdue
Right.
a person.
Right.
Like I said, I have family that is in law enforcement. I have brother that's in law enforcement. He's been in law enforcement, if I'm not mistaken, probably 26 years. And I know that there's a way to stop somebody. So, like I said, I had the young man Trayvon on there, and I got him on here again. And I basically, like I said, what do you think is the situation and why black people are treated so differently when it comes to the police stopping them?
We could write a book about that, but I just feel like one is since the early days, everything that we've invented, created, has been snatched away from us. Our freedom has been snatched away from us. I look at us as being a superior race,
Okay.
and that's something that they despise. Us being a superior race because we're confident and we feel good about ourselves, and it's just being black in America. We're always looked down upon as being a menace to society or being a drug dealer or a gang member, whatever the situation is. We're actually all generalizes that. We
Right.
can't be separate and look as individually. We all
Right.
portrayed as that, which is a problem. So they use those generalizations, and they judge us upon those, and they take action. Which
Right.
in this case, somebody lost their life not once, not twice, many, several times. This is becoming a problem.
And let me ask you a question. So, like you say, when you drive your car, do you have fear every time you drive?
Great question. Great question. When I drive my car, um, and when I see the police, my nerves
Wow.
go through the roof. I'm spooked. The
Okay.
reason why is I've been stopped before, but mm, most of the encounters that I've been stopped with the police has never went well. I had one encounter that I was shocked to this day. That I told the guy that I was on my way to a graduation. That's why I was speeding.
Uh
He
huh.
took my ID. He said, you know what? Don't worry about it. Here's your ID. Don't worry about it. I'm not even gonna bother you with that. You don't get too many like that. But
Right. Right.
majority of the forces just they just use that badge and they abuse it.
Right.
They abuse
Right.
it.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Do you believe that most cops, all cops, are just certain amount of, as far as, what do you think it is when a person, as far as a cop, shows that racism towards black? Is it racism, or do you think it's fear more or less, or what do you think it is? Because I'm gonna give you my synopsis of sometime. I think it's with some people that put on these badges are people that were picked on and bullied in school. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
And,
great question because I believe that it's not just it doesn't just happen when one day you wake up. This is learned behavior. So I believe that it goes hand in hand. It's a little bit of being fearful and it's a little bit of being racist, you know. But at the same time, this is something that they were taught by either their parents, by their parents, or something like that. Because this is something that they just now they're able to get away with it a lot more. Now they're able to get away with it and just say and do whatever they want because now they have this badge that's defending them.
right,
And with this badge defending them, 9 times out of 10 they get let off on any charges that they should have been charged with.
right, okay.
I definitely think so.
Right. Because I have also a person on Instagram here just wrote something, and I want you to give me. Well, this is what they said. I just don't understand, even if you're a cop and you get a Benz or whatever, a new car or expensive cars. As a black person, you're not looked at as able to drive a
Right,
car like that.
right,
Why is that?
right. I could go piggybacking on what I said.
Right.
We're drug dealers. Only a drug dealer can afford this car because him being black, he cannot afford this car legally. So we're gonna stop him and see what he has in his car because we know for sure he doesn't.
Right.
So we're already being discriminated against for having a fancy car. So
Hmm.
we have to be below the radar. And we have to. My grandma told me when I was younger. I said, grandma, it's hard for me to get a job with this background. She said it was hard before you had that background, Mikey, because being black in America, you have to work 10 times harder.
Right. Right.
That's it. You got to
Right.
work 10 times harder to prove to these people that you're not what they portray you to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to live my life, not your life.
And that's interesting that you say that, because as a person that has a criminal history myself, um, when, uh, to be honest with you, I've been employed for a while. But to be honest with you, I was never judged by my employers. But guess what? They were black business owners.
Right.
They didn't judge me. They're the ones that gave me the opportunity. Because I'm guarantee you, most likely, if my record was looked at when I filed out that application
Right.
for a different job owner, I probably would have never got that employment. But both of my jobs that I held that, I worked for a company in Chicago, Austin Diversified Products. I was with them for 18 years with a criminal background. Then I worked for Ford for 7 years on the line selling Ford cars, but it was owned by a black man. So, like I said, that's a thing about it, what I'm saying? Like I said, and we got a lot of black business owners out there, and I think that as black business owners, we should understand the way the world is right now and start looking at giving opportunities more to black men, as I was.
Right.
And that's what made me be able to stay afloat with criminal background,
Right.
you know?
I'm glad you made that point. Because right now it's a systemic racism because we're getting blackballed, or I say better, railroad. So when we had to put on that application that we had a felony, that was their way of knowing that 9 times out of 10, a black man in America had a felony. So if he checks this box, we won't hire him.
Yep.
So now all he can do is revert back to the streets, which is all he knows.
Right.
So it goes, it's devil jeopardy.
Right.
To be honest with you.
And I totally agree with you, because I'm gonna be honest. Like, say I sold cars, right? But the thing about it, when you sell cars, you got to be licensed to sell that. And what you got to do, you got to go to the DMV and fill out an application to do that. And the thing about it, when I was there was that question: are you a convicted felon? Have you been in prison? You know what I did? I didn't even answer that question.
Didn't even answer.
I didn't answer. I didn't check the box. I didn't do nothing. I skipped it and I filled out everything else. And I basically went up there and was talking, and they gave me a 6-month probationary license. That's how my
Catch-22.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when I was going, and that's funny you said that because I think I told you about it. When I was doing my real estate and going to my seminars, or a young lady that I was dealing with, she told me, I don't know if you know, but you have to have a clean background. So I was all for it. I was ready to go sell houses. I was ready to go be an investor and everything. And then when she told me that kind of like threw me
Right,
for a loop. I'm like, wait a minute.
right.
You really telling me this now? And I've been putting all this time and effort into this, but come to find out, that's not even true.
And see, that's the thing about it. Like, say for instance, you say that, you know, it's what it is um, if you want to see me and Trayvon, go to Facebook. Facebook, you'll be able to see us, okay? If you're looking on Instagram or you're looking on LinkedIn or anything like that, you're only going to see me. But to see us both, you would have to actually go to the Facebook page and you'll see us, okay? That's where the people is just texting and saying they can't see it. But I'm sorry, that threw me back. But to go with, you saying about the real estate license. I am a licensed real estate
Right.
salesperson. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the thing is like I don't, you know, I was in a position where I was there's two different um, videos. If you look up and down your page, you'll see Trayvon, like you showed me, and then you'll see me. It's two different views going on. But
We got some viewers that want to see who's on
they
these
they
mics.
want to they want to see this. They want to see this. They want to see all this.
Hey, you
No.
know, it's good though. I appreciate you guys though, because sometimes, sometimes we just sweep it under the rug, but stuff needs to be said. I'm 26 years old. I've never not had a job. I've always worked, even at the age of 16.
Right.
My man always told me, if you want to work for, if you want something, you have to work for it.
Right.
So I've always learned that. Despite me not having a car, I'm gonna ride my bike to work.
Right.
I'm not gonna create no excuse. We don't believe in those. So at the end of the day, I've never not had a job. I've always worked for what I have. But according to the police, if they viewed me with a car and with a place to live and nice clothes and doing good for myself, I'm a drug dealer.
Right.
I'm a gang member.
Right.
I'm doing something illegal.
Right.
But at
Right.
the same time, it's
You know,
stressful. It's
yeah.
stressful. Bringing up your kids in this world is stressful because you
Yeah.
don't know how. We just get the short end of the stick.
Right. And the thing about it is like say for instance, I like to dress down. I wear, white beaters, saggy pants and everything like that. So automatic somebody's gonna think, oh, he's a gang member or something like that,
And your size, so you
Right.
come off as a little intimidating.
Right.
That adds more.
Right. And then the thing about it, I'm like, I've worked in corporate America my whole life. You know what I'm saying? If I, what do you want me to do? Walk around with a shirt and tie on every day of my life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to be represented a certain way. I got to follow a certain set of rules for you.
These standards for you. Don't get me wrong. I do like a suit and tie. I wasn't for it. But when I got that feedback from those women at that grocery store that day, I was all for a suit and tie now. But I know how to wear a suit and tie. I know how to wear, my regular polo
Right.
shirts and all that type of stuff too. But at the same time, I'm not doing this to make them look good.
Right.
I'm doing this for myself.
Right. And the thing about it, you know what I used to tell everybody? I said, your problem with me is I'm a chameleon.
Right.
I'm a chameleon. See, that's one thing about black people. As black people, we can adapt to any situation that's brought to us. And motherfuckers can't understand that.
Right.
It fucks their head up.
Right.
They like, God damn, how does they adopt? We like I said, we're kings.
Right.
We're queens, or princesses. We are royalty. We have the blood of royalty to be able to think like that.
Right.
See, and that's, I'm sorry.
Put us in any situation, we will adapt to it.
Exactly.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
That's just like, I give you an example. I'm from Ohio. I went to prison out here. They let me out. They wouldn't let me go back to Ohio. I said, hey, I'm going to get the fuck out of California. I got to go because y'all fucking out here with these rules and regulations y'all have. I can't fuck with y'all.
Yeah.
And they was like, nope, you can't go back to Ohio. I had family. That's where all my family. So, it's not, I had people say, come on back home. You can stay here.
Right. You got those towns there. Their rules are a little bit more.
Yeah. They wouldn't let me. So they made me start my life with $200. That's what they give you for gate money when you get out. That's how my life started back when I walked out the gates in 2002 with $200 and 2 kids living in a hotel room in Buena Park, California.
Exactly. How the system is designed. They put you in jail, take your freedom,
Yep.
and then just put you back into the streets.
Right.
Felony on your background, on your jacket, and you just supposed to.
Right.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
system is designed to help you fail.
Right. It's the best way to do it. For sure. If you don't have the right support system or the right type of goals, you're designed to fail.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
weigh heavy on certain people. So they're gonna revert back to what they're used to.
Whatever to get, because
Exactly,
we're
they gotta
hustlers.
eat. Yeah, we gotta eat.
We hustlers, you know what I'm
Eat
saying?
some type of way.
We ain't gonna keep on eating top ramen
Exactly.
top ramen noodle. Shit.
Spread, we gonna have to figure it out.
Shit. We want some steak and shit.
You get a steak and this spread and
Right.
Cheetos not gonna cut it, man.
Right.
Out now.
All right, but let me get back to this subject. You know, like I said, with the black man was killed in Wisconsin by the cops. Let me ask you a question. With everything that's going on, what is your take on all this shooting, like Trayvon Martin? You know what I'm saying? That he was one that, I mean, just these people being unfairly shot. You know what I'm saying? Brianna. You know what I'm saying? What is your take on that?
Yeah, that's a good question because it does stem back all the way from Tamir Rice. It's just that even with the Zimmerman, he wasn't even law enforcement. He was security.
Right.
So he believed he had a hoodie on. So now he's suspicious. You know, it's cold out there. We don't know what the weather was, but we know it's Florida. So he had a hoodie on and stuff like that. But at the same time, he had a probable cause to follow this young man and kill this young man and get off on him.
And
So
get up.
and once that happened, it was like a domino effect
Right.
with
Right.
black men in America, black women in America.
Right.
A domino effect, and I was just like, is this real? You know, this years ago, I'm like, is this really happening?
Right.
But see, my parents and this is they're accustomed to this.
Okay.
But for me, I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
And
Right.
they're just showing it all on TV and it's normal and they're getting let off and it's just like, where's the justice?
Right.
For young people, they have lives and families too, but there's just no type of justice that's going to be taken. Okay, got it.
Right.
But
So.
let us do that.
Right.
We're gonna get 45 to 50 years of life.
Especially if you already have strikes, they definitely strike you out. Because guess what? That's a check coming to the jail system all the time because you're there.
The system is against us before we even knew it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a check all the time coming to them if they get us like that. You know. But say, and on another, what do you think will be a solution to making things different, to making a change?
Sorry to cut you off. One of the solutions is holding these officers accountable for their actions.
Okay.
If you could give a drug dealer X amount of years, X amount of time for what you say trafficking, but you can't give a man that just killed somebody with their back turned time and they just took him from his family, we got to start holding them accountable because now it's looking like it's okay to do.
Right.
So that's why the next person did it. And
right.
The next person did it. You might have a few that get, but that's very rare.
Right.
You got to start holding them accountable, and the system has to be designed to rehabilitate us, not to hold us back and strip us from everything that we have.
Right, right, right.
Taking everything we
right. It's like taking us back 400 years. These are ours. We own them.
Right. I'm not sure if anybody been in the system before, but it's just a proper way of being enslaved.
Right.
We wake up when they tell us to wake up. We go to sleep when they tell us to go to sleep. We eat when they tell us to eat.
Right.
And we live in their conditions, and they're getting paid for us.
Yep.
Right. They're making money off of us still.
And then they give you like a job there, and you make 16 cents an hour.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shit.
Come on,
you get the shit fucked up.
We sit to ourselves and think like, why us?
Right.
Why do we have to be portrayed and victimized all the time? Why us?
Right.
Only they can answer that. If black is a cancer, racism is the answer.
Is that what they call it? I mean, I'm glad you actually stopped in.
No, my bad. I said that wrong. I said that wrong. I said if
Go ahead.
Black. What was it?
You say black is a cancer.
Black is a cancer. Cancer. Racism is the answer. Yeah, there you go.
Right. You said it right.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like I said, I watched the news, man, and I seen that. I was like, oh my God, I can't just sit and watch this and not say nothing about what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's just like living in this neighborhood. And I was telling the people yesterday, the neighbors came to the house and knocked on the door and was like, hey, keep the dogs from barking and stuff like that. Because you had your dog here as well. And they was talking about, the dog's barking and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Which a dog is going to bark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, the thing is, I'm thinking he's thinking about two little kids sleeping, which I understand.
Right.
They're two little kids.
Right.
But I don't know if you know, yesterday he came knocking on the door.
Nah.
And Davencia, you know what I'm saying, spoke. He came and spoke to Davencia, and then the first time he spoke to Marcy.
Right.
So he actually comes once he sees me leave.
Right, right.
Then he wants to come over here and say, hey, you know, your dogs don't bark and everything. So yesterday, had enough. I said, no, no more.
Right.
I went straight over to his house. I said, do not knock on my damn door again about some dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you right now, what you're trying to do is start something, and guess what? Right now, I'm being nice to you. So don't do it again. He said, well, what am I supposed to do? I said, not knock on my door and tell me about it.
Right. That's like, that was petty anyway. I mean, it's a dog. Now, if the dog was in your backyard, on your property, I get it.
Right.
This dog is on our property.
Right.
Barking.
And then the thing about it, he said he had little kids. So I'm thinking, okay, he has little kids. Maybe, you know, I better, you know, I'll respect it because it was little kids. I got up this morning to take my dog for a walk, and there's some grown-ass teenage girls fucking going bike ride. I'm like, these ain't no little fucking kids.
Yeah,
It made me even more mad. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, what the? And he pulled out, you know, in his car and everything like that. He didn't look at me because I was getting ready. Don't you, man. So my thing is right now, I think people that you should understand, right now would not be a good thing to come at somebody like, I say me. I'm saying me. I'm giving everybody a fair warning on social media. Don't come at me sideways about some bullshit. Because right now, the way some people think that they can just blatantly be bold and say shit to you, it's going to get some people put in position that they ain't going to like. Am I threatening you? No, I'm telling you.
It goes a long way.
Exactly. So let me close it out. Is there anything that you would like to tell my listeners or any of the Facebook family that's watching at the same time, anything? You know, even throw out your social media, you know, if you want to tell them what you do and what you got, where you're going with the, and oh, damn, hold up. We getting ready to get this young man in the studio.
Definitely.
I forgot. Let me play.
Yeah. I got my clothing line, Against the Grain Clothing. So, you know, and Against the Grain Clothing, I'll just sum it up for you guys real quick. 9 times out of 10, when you hear somebody say against the phrase against the grain, they say don't go against the grain. But I'm telling you guys, being young, black in America, don't be confined by what society wants you to believe. Don't be put in that box, because it wasn't a box until they created that box that put us in there. So, you know, always have your own self-individuality and always stay in your own lane. You know, so, you know, ATG and nothing else. We're on the way.
All right. And hey, look for this young man.
Yeah, Instagram TG underscore DA underscore great. Facebook T.G. Just follow me on there.
And wait for that new single to come out. We get ready to have a new single come out.
The way.
All right. Hey, y'all have a good one. Hey, thanks for chiming in. We appreciate it. Like I said, this also is going to be on YouTube. It's also on Twitch TV. You know, it's on, you know, Instagram. It's on LinkedIn. You know, like I said, all my social platforms. This is www.otr.la. Also, go check out the merchandise. We also got the Black Lives Matter t-shirts here. Let me show you right here. We got the Black Lives Matter t-shirts. Take a look right here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Black Lives Matter t-shirts. And one thing about it, let's see, you also get that Black Lives. Well, the t-shirts, basically, you can get this right here. We got them for 15 and 20. Depending, if the size goes up to an extra large, they go to 20. But from small to large, 15. All right, Black Lives Matter. And then also, you get a free CD with it, which has unsigned artists. You know, shout out to my homie out there in Texas, you know what I'm saying? He's the one that inspired me, you know what I'm saying? I got to give a shout out to them, the collective, you know what I'm saying? Big Swift. You know, hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Y'all have a blessed day. You know, Shogun will be back.